Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me again live. Let's see what we've got today for you. We have You Can Call Me, of course, live and free on Facebook Messenger to talk about today's topic, which will be coming up in a few minutes. Plus, there will be This Day in Elvis History, Elvis Photo of the Week, and results from the poll about the topic that's coming up. So, we survived another year. Hi to everyone that's saying hi, Steve. I can see Richard, which is Vicky, BP Monkman, Maxine, Priscilla. Hello, Priscilla. Jeff Davidson, Elvis Lass, of course. I think I said Maxine, didn't I? Dan, Brian. Yes. I want to say before I go any further as well, thank you very, very much for all the kind comments about the show and my little speech at the end. You could probably tell by looking at my face that I found it quite hard and I nearly didn't make it. So there you go. But thank you, and it's very much appreciated that the work I'm putting into this channel is appreciated by you, the viewer. Carol, Nydia, Marcia, Jill, yeah. And also, I'd like to thank everybody who has bought me coffee in the past and recently. It really does help. I either spend it on coffee, obviously, or I put it into the channel, and it helps me. Just covers a few of the running costs and so forth, microphones, cameras, lights, all those sort of things. Hi, good to see you back, Angel Baby. Yeah, so what are we going to do here? We are going to say that opening up the second floor of Graceland, it rears its head every so often, and no more so than Elvis Week. Yeah, people, and I just thought we should really discuss it and try and at least sort of lay a few myths and facts about the upstairs. And if you want to call in after I finish the topic and discuss it, or give your opinion, or anything else you really want to say about Elvis, you can do that. So only Priscilla Presley and Lisa Marie have unlimited access to the second floor and bedroom. Should anyone need to access the second floor at Graceland, there are procedures they must follow to gain access. Writing a memo to Jack Soden as to the reason for needing access and an approximate time needed to, in the quarters, the rooms. A memo is approved by Jack Soden and forwarded to either Priscilla or Lisa Marie's representatives. Approved or disapproved by either and sent back to Jack. By the way, thank you, Lou Dane, for the super chat. If anybody else would like to donate to the channel, and if you do use a super chat, I will address the question because until I actually address it, it stays on my screen. If approved by Jack, he will retrieve the keys from the Graceland vault area. The door has two combinations. One Jack has, and the other is the head of Graceland Security, not affiliated with their uniformed guards. The person or persons approved to enter the bedroom are checked for cameras and have listed on a memo pad what they are bringing up or taking from the room. If photos of an item in the room are made, then each photo is accounted for and stored by Jack Soden. I don't recall seeing any photographs taken recently of anything up there, so I'm not too sure what that means. Jack or one of his security will escort the representative, usually Angie Marquez. Now we're all familiar with Angie. She does the Gates of Graceland, and she's the head of all the archives and so forth, and she shows us all these wonderful things that are in the archive. The time Angie is in the room is timed and documented. Alrighty. So that's the procedure. Jack Soden, Angie Marquez, who's the archives manager, still have to get permission in writing from either Lisa or Priscilla to enter the bedroom. Priscilla and Lisa can do what they please upstairs, and Lisa has had many visitors into her dad's room, apparently. We know, we think that maybe Michael Jackson and let's see now. Let's see some comments. Nicolas Cage as well. Yeah, we think Nicolas Cage probably was allowed up there. But what I really want to ask is your opinion on what you think of should it be opened to the public? Should it never be opened? Why it should be opened? Why it shouldn't be opened? There was also a story going around a few years ago. This was a strange one. There was never any validation of it, or whether it was just a rumor or something. It is actually empty upstairs, apart from a small area which Lisa stays in. And the story went that some upstairs needed some maintenance, whether it was the roof or something needed maintenance, and some workmen were called in. And when they went up there, they were escorted up there to carry out the work. They were flabbergasted to find that all the rooms were cleaned out. It was just an empty shell. And of course, I don't know whether they were supposed to have been sworn to secrecy or not, but word got out that that's the way it was. Now, whether this was just a story or whether it's true or not, who knows? Now, there were some actual comments left on the poll. I'll give you the overall score of the poll, yes or no, should the second floor of Graceland be open to the public, near the end. Ray says, yes, it's time. I think it's been sealed off long enough. The fans have been loyal to Elvis. EPE should consider opening it up as a way to thank Elvis's loyal fans for supporting him all these years. Lorraine says, yes, it's been 44 years now. I think it's time. LS, yes, I think it should be. I do wonder sometimes why it hasn't been. I have little doubt that if visitors' numbers ever drop, it will be. I can't really see any reason not to open it up. It's been 44 years. Everything that's been written has been written, good or bad. Caprice says no, it should be kept private. Jill, I think it should be private, so no. Dolores, let that be Lisa's private place. She needs that, and I think Elvis would have wanted to have kept it private. Jack, a replica of his upstairs should be displayed in the complex across the street. Now that's very interesting. That's worth thinking about. Definitely worth thinking about that one. Helen, no, Steve, some things are only for the family to see. Mark, if Lisa Marie moves to Graceland in the future, I think that a good reason not to open the second floor to the public. If not, why not open it? So he says open it if Lisa's not going to move in, but if she does, then obviously don't open it. James, no, because even when Elvis was alive, it was his private retreat. Only people who Elvis invited to the second floor got to see it. Leave it closed. I cannot see Lisa allowing anyone up there, and good honour. Vilma, I think it's so heartbreaking that after all these years, someone still wants to see where Elvis took his last breath. Let the man rest in peace. Elvis last? No, never. If it was, I wouldn't go up. Elvis deserves something that was just his and always will be. That's Elvis Lass. Norway 178. No, Elvis left his home to Lisa and she owns it, not EPE. She won't ever be able to live in it, but in an interview I saw, she said that she likes to go up to the home to rest like her father did, and it's the only place she feels safe. So those are some of the comments that people left on the poll, and I will give you the poll results in a little while. What I wanted to do, though, is to show you and explain to you maybe a way that it could be done if it ever was done. So here is the floor plan, and I'm just going to move that out the way. Now, if you look where I am sat at the moment at the base of the main staircases, where we're obviously all so familiar with, that is where I've put start and the first red arrow. Now, just to give you a little bit more so that you can get your bearings, obviously the entrance is at the bottom of the picture. The music room, which is the first floor, is just to the extreme right of this picture. So if you were to start and go up the first flight of stairs, now if you turned left, you would go through a door, and then you would find yourself going back down a stairway to the kitchen. So you want to go right, and that would take you to this sort of view, looking down towards the door as you turned. Then the next one, as you turned again, there's the floor plan, you would go up another 3 steps and then through the doors. That door there, that's actually behind that leather door, immediately in the middle of the picture, is the doorway to the attic, the stairs that runs behind Elvis's bathroom. Then you would turn and you would go in the office, which is number 1 on this plan. Okay, and I can show you the office. That's that one there. Then what you would do is you would go to number 2 and you would be looking in the ensuite, which is sort of something that Linda would use, or Ginger or something like that. Then you'd have to sort of retrace your steps, which would be like those 4 dots. And then you would find yourself, after you went through the double doors, you would find yourself in Elvis's bedroom. There. That's looking in towards Elvis's bedroom with the big television, the one window that faces out front. After that, the floor plan, you would turn to your right, and you would go in to see number 4 and Elvis's bathroom. And that's basically this one here. And you're looking through the door, you're looking along the counter. You can see a television at the end of the counter. You can also see a red towel on a towel ring, hanging just outside the circular shower. And I have actually just put that there, just above that arrow which says SH, that's the shower. Number 5, you would find yourself in the dressing room come bodyguard's room. Then you would go out that door, across the landing, near where you'd come up the stairs. And then you would go into Lisa Marie's bedroom, which is number 6. And there's Lisa on her, what's known as her hamburger bed. Now, this is the interesting part, because a lot of people said, well, they would have to build another staircase for the fans to go out, because you couldn't have them going up and down the stairs. And actually, going up and down the stairs as well is another thing I will touch on in a second. So this is where you then go out of a door of Lisa Marie's bedroom, and it leads to the sun deck. And that door is marked A. You would walk across the sun deck. You would then see a door on your right. You would go through that door, and you would go down the steps and out. And I think those steps lead to the jungle room. So they would then have to find some way of channeling people through the side, the end of the jungle room, and then back to where people normally walk in the jungle room. And I'm going to show you the location of A and B now. So A is obviously leading out of Lisa Marie's bedroom, and B, you can just see the door there with the 3 or 4 little glass panes in the top of the door. So you'd walk across the sun deck and down and into the jungle room. So that's how it would be done, I believe, if it ever needed to be done. Up the stairs, into the office, quick peep into ensuite, quick peep into Elvis's bedroom, through the bathroom, through the dressing room, through the hallway, into Lisa Marie's bedroom, out of Lisa Marie's bedroom by door A onto the sun deck, exit the sun deck through B door, back down into the jungle room. And that's that. Okay. I walked through Graceland in a state of disbelief, says Dan. Wish I had taken more time. Yeah, it was very sort of surreal. Surreal. I'm gonna give you my opinion on whether I think it should be open or closed, kept closed. Uh, at the end or near the end, we've got to do this day in Elvis history as well. If people would like to ring, they can try ringing me now. And they can tell me. They can tell me what they think of opening up the second floor or not. Or if nobody wants to ring, I can do Elvis history, this day in Elvis history. And I have some good pictures. I have some really, really good pictures on this day in history. But it does come with a health warning. You could file most of these pictures, especially the ones taken in 1956, under cold shower photos. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hi, it's Maxine.
Well, Maxine, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing much better after the weekend.
I was going to ask you, how was Sunday and Monday?
It was hard.
Yeah.
Really, really hard.
It doesn't get any easier, does it?
It doesn't. It's horrible.
And you were watching my show on Sunday, and you could probably tell that I was struggling a little bit near the end.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah. So, but we move on, and I don't think Elvis would want us to be too sad. Obviously, he would appreciate that after all these years, we're still remembering him, and we're still doing all this. We're still listening to his records. We're still watching his films and so forth. But your opinion on what I've been covering today?
It's a bit of a mixed one. I think they should leave it closed, but create a replica of his room up in the Graceland guest house.
Yeah, somebody else said that. Jack said that. He said, why don't they just build a replica?
It would be so much more easier than having people go upstairs where that was his private quarters for so many years, wasn't it? Bless
him. I mean, people say, well, it's morbid. Why do you need to see this and so forth? Well, people could say the same thing about the ambulance that people have found recently, the ambulance that took Elvis's body to Baptist Memorial Hospital. And I think people have said that it's a morbid thing, but everybody, each to their own, I suppose. I'll tell you at the end of the show what my opinion is on opening up the upstairs. Yeah.
Or there is another way they could do it. They could just have someone who they really trust going up there and just do like a live stream that way and go like room by room, explain what went on in there.
Yeah.
And that way they don't have to put everyone up there then.
Yeah, well, Angie Marquez did a virtual tour, didn't she? But it was only downstairs.
Yeah.
This was at the height of the pandemic. So what you're basically saying then is let Angie go up there and film one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a better and safer idea.
Yeah. Now, if she did that, I would definitely say I don't think she should go into the bathroom.
No, I don't think. I think that should be off limits.
Yeah. So
the bedroom's fine.
Yeah, bedroom's fine. I agree, bedroom's fine. So she'd go in the office. Actually, they did build a replica of the office at one point. I don't know whether it's still open, but they did bring most of the stuff down from upstairs that was in the office.
Yeah.
And I think they did Lisa's bedroom as well.
Yeah, that was really clever how they did that.
Yeah, yeah. So it would be the office, the ensuite, Elvis's bedroom. Then they would have to sort of backtrack, go into Lisa's bedroom, and then downstairs, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another way of doing it.
It is. It'd be safer as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I mentioned, I said about going up and down the staircase, and I'm going to mention it now. I don't think that their staircase behind me would take 600,000 people going up and down it every year anyway.
No, I don't think it would. It's a historic sort of staircase.
I mean, downstairs and the basement's fine, okay. But once you start getting 600,000 people going up that staircase behind me, I think you're asking for trouble. And also, somebody else said that they wouldn't be covered insurance-wise letting all those people up.
No, they wouldn't. And people who are in wheelchairs, how are they supposed to go and see it? It's not fair on them.
Exactly. We had a phone call from Debbie on Sunday who had been refused to go up, I believe.
I heard that, bless her. They should never.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that was quite distressing, wasn't it? Quite distressing.
It was.
Yeah. Okay, Maxine, thanks for calling in.
That's all right. Thank you.
Keep well, and I'll talk to you again.
I will do.
Okay.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so Maxine raised some very good points there, didn't she? Just want to see that that's cleared down. Yes, it did. Okay. Yeah, so if the Granny M, thank you very, very much. That's very, very kind of you to make that donation. Anybody else would like to super chat me as well? Or call me? Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel? Yes, that's Bernadette, unfortunately. Do you remember Bernadette was trying to get hold of me on the other day? And she couldn't get hold of me. She was quite persistent, unfortunately. But the thing is unfortunately, if I can't hear her, there's not much I can do about that. Where was I? Oh, yes, I was thanking Granny M for the very, very generous donation to the channel. Thank you very, very much. Is it your birthday, Steve? Happy birthday. No, it's not, actually. I wonder why you think it's my birthday. But it is this month. It is this month. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hi, Steve. It's Priscilla. How are you?
Priscilla. Very, very nice to speak to you.
Yes, I sometimes think I should sound more American than I actually do.
Well, where'd you come from?
I'm from County Clare.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, so you're calling from the same lump of land as I am?
I certainly am. The Emerald Isle, as they say.
Yes, that's right.
I unfortunately wasn't fortunate enough to see Elvis live ever. So I'm not of the generation that might have had that wonderful experience. I rely on the recordings that exist and the wonderful work that you and the other Elvis family members provide us with, because I wasn't fortunate enough to experience that in real life. I
just want to ask, and I'm sure a lot of other people want to know the answer to this as well. Is the name Priscilla because your mother or father was an Elvis fan?
It most certainly is.
Oh, well, there you go.
It most certainly is. More often than not, people ask me, and why I giggled when you asked this, they say, is it really your name?
Yeah.
So I would be asked to present identification to prove that was my name, and it was certainly because my mother was an Elvis fan.
Yeah. Well, you see,
she slept with a picture of Elvis beside her bed until about 4 years ago.
Why not? You know, I often think it's a shame. I mean, Priscilla is a lovely name, a beautiful name, but it has got that stigma of being sort of connected with Elvis, hasn't it? And then also the name Elvis itself it's a great name. I mean, it was Vernon's middle name. There's nothing wrong with the name Elvis, but unfortunately, it's just got that stigma now. And if somebody says my name is Elvis, they go, ho, how's the Heartbreak Hotel and all this and all that.
I know.
But it's a lovely name. It's a lovely name.
My usual response is, if I'd half our money, I wouldn't be here talking to you, babe.
It's a really good thing. So what do you think about opening up the second floor of Graceland?
Okay, I don't think it should happen, and not for a couple of reasons. I think that we are fortunate enough, 44 years later, to still be touched and brought to tears at the absence of that man. I think that he was entitled to his privacy and his own space, and he gave so much of himself to everybody for so long.
Yeah, he did. Now,
I think that privacy should be kept. I do think that Maxine's comment earlier about a virtual tour would be a great idea, and I have seen some of what Angie Marchese has done, and they're fantastic. But I think Lisa Marie, I mean, how traumatic must that day be in her memory to have actually been there?
Yes, that's right.
At 9 years of age.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she's perfectly entitled to maintain that, and I think he gave us more than anybody else before him or since him. I think that bit of peace should be left to them.
Yeah. Now, I do think it will come. I think there will be a filmed virtual tour of upstairs. Whether it'll be in my lifetime or not, I probably don't think so. It'll be a long, long time down the line. But as long as there's that interest with Elvis, which I think there will be, it will come.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it's wrong whether I think it'll happen or not. Is the truth? I think it's a different aspect. I think that we have now. I don't believe it's morbid either. I actually don't believe it's morbid. I believe sometimes being someplace like that can give somebody comfort.
Yes.
It can be closure. It can be. It's not to go and see for morbid reasons. Now, some people can think it, and that's their opinion and entitled to it. But I think that he gave so much of everything he did to everybody he did it for, to us, his fans, to the world.
Yeah.
That if he can't maintain that level of privacy, I think it's disrespectful on our part if we're really fans to want to do that. That's what I think. I think, lots of what he does, and the reality is we still have people who knew and who were in part of Elvis's life, still living and still working in EP Enterprises. That's not going to stay the way for much longer, unfortunately.
That's right.
And I think you're right. When that happens, when that shift happens, when they're not actual family members, then I think that.
And what do you think of the recently the find of the ambulance that carried Elvis to Baptist Memorial Hospital? Do you think that's morbid, or that's okay as well?
No, I don't think it's morbid. I actually don't think it's morbid. I think it's respectful that somebody has taken the time to find, track and maintain and produce. See, I don't think it's morbid because it's a tribute to the man.
Yes. That's right, because it has actually been accused of being morbid, so I was just wondering what your thought
there are ambulance chasers still to this day, and that's fine. Yeah. But I think that genuinely, having seen the discovery of that and followed what happened, I don't think it was done in any way sensationalist or with a morbid. It was a part of history. So why do we look at Elvis's clothes? Why do we look at his jewellery? Why are we so taken in by his home? Why are we so taken in by everything that was his? Right. Why are we taken in by the scarves?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. I think it's something he touched, he was in, he spent time in, and we all want to have that connection.
Nobody else, as far as I am aware, has the effect on people that Elvis does.
Absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I don't honestly think anybody will. And there's a reason for it, because the impact Elvis had on the world when there was no social media, when there was no internet, when there was no ease of connectivity between states in America, and I mind countries outside it, proves the greatness that existed. I think
it was harder to sell the amount of records then as it is now. I mean, you've got marketing geniuses behind it. When somebody releases a record now, a marketing thing goes into overdrive to make sure that as many people know about it. Elvis just had Colonel Parker and Tom Diskin, and but the success that he had under those circumstances was unbelievable, really.
And I think the success that he had was a tribute to.
Yeah.
Again, it was compounded by the human that he was. He was a strong Southern man who had no hesitation whatsoever about telling the world he loved his mammy.
Yeah. If you can't love if you can't love your mother, who can you love?
But lots of people love their mammy, but they won't tell the world.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
He was a genuinely good, kind soul.
Yes.
And all he ever wanted to do was good.
Yeah, that's right. It's
unfortunate that he didn't put himself as high as he did his fans.
Well, this is it. Yeah, he drove himself very hard, didn't he? Tell me, you've been to Graceland, yes?
No.
You haven't?
For my 50th, I hope.
Oh, right.
No, I'm going for my 50th, I hope.
Right. Oh, well, that's probably in another 10 years, is it?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm hoping that COVID will have left us by next year, Steve.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. Hopefully, the travel restrictions will not be as harsh as they are at the moment, because we all want to go to Graceland
And
again.
it's going to be
I've
around
been, but I want
Christmas.
to go back. I've been, but I want to go back.
Come here. Sure, look, once would never be enough.
No,
now, I believe you should have access to the gravesite all the time without being, without it being paid. But look, I would pay whatever it is they want.
We're hoping maybe in the near future, or next year or the year after, to have a big get together. All of us go and meet up at Graceland.
Oh, wouldn't it be fantastic?
It would be great, wouldn't it? If we could organise that, that would be some organisation. But if we could just do it.
And do you know what? If anybody could do it, it's the Elvis fans, because they have proven, they have proven that they are dedicated. If they could get us running some of the country, Steve, wouldn't it be a great place?
Yes. Now, it's lovely to speak to you, Priscilla, and I'd urge you to ring back again on another subject, because I just love talking to other Elvis fans. It's just, we're Elvis family. That's what we are. There's nobody like us Elvis fans.
And you're doing a smashing job, and I have to say, hats off for Sunday night.
Oh, thank you very much.
I couldn't hardly watch it. I don't know how you possibly continued it, and it was really beautiful.
It was a close call. It was a close call. I had to bail out.
That makes it real.
Yeah, I had to bail out right at the very, very end. As soon as I finished, I thought, that's it. I can't do any more.
Gone. I thought my internet was lagging.
Yeah. No, I just had to go.
You did really good, and thanks for all you do. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching, and thanks for calling in.
No bother. Talk to you soon,
Priscilla.
Steve.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a wonderful, wonderful call by a lovely lady, Priscilla. There you go. And she's also from the same, as I said, the same lump of land as I'm on. So, she's not just down the road from me, but she might be one of the closest listeners I have geographically. Although there was a gentleman called Patrick Lyons, I believe. I haven't seen his name for a while, but he was literally only about a 20-minute drive up the road from me. Lump of land. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hey Steve, it's Jeanette.
Oh, hello Jeanette, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Are you having a good day?
Yes, I was just saying, actually, it's a little bit better than it was. Sunday and Monday was hard to take.
Oh yes, for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's never easy. It doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
No. But that's why we have each other, to support each other and to be there for one another.
Yeah, the Elvis family.
That's right.
What do you think about the things I've been discussing tonight about the upstairs at Graceland?
I kind of go back and forth with the topic. But the bottom line for me personally is leave his bedroom alone. Priscilla was a wonderful caller, by the way. She had a lot of good points and a lot of things that I was going to touch on as well.
Wonderful caller, yeah.
Oh, she's awesome. I think it was generous enough of him to give so much of himself, like she said, so much of his time to others. He opened his home to strangers, but in the end, at the end of the day, that home and being in his bedroom was the one place that he could seek refuge and just totally be himself and not worry about his image or answering to other people. That was his domain, his private place of rest and refuge. And for sure, it would be a safety hazard to try to get everybody up there. Like you said, I think it's just looking for trouble. I think it would be disastrous. And I understand people want closure, and seeing the bathroom for some is a way to get closure, but some things are just not meant to be displayed for everybody. And I'm thinking of Lisa Marie as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she wants everybody snooping around not snooping, but looking in his private quarters and in his bathroom. I don't know. But I understand why people would want it open.
Yes, a lot of people are saying, well, it's been 44 years, but it's not the time. It's the fact that Lisa is still with us, and Priscilla, and people that still members of his family are still alive.
Right, and they're seeing the ambulance. I don't know. I think it would be kind of neat to see the ambulance, but I'm not in my mind thinking I have to go see the ambulance. But for some people, like Priscilla said, that is their way of really connecting to Elvis. You know, everybody grieves differently. Everybody has their own way of coping with the loss of somebody. And I don't know, it's just really hard to say open it or don't open it, because I do understand both sides. You know, when JFK was assassinated, that car, I think it's on display now. So I get it. But at the same time, I'm more on Team Lisa Marie here. I say leave it closed.
What do you think about the rumor that it could be empty and there's nothing to see up there anyway?
That rumor, amongst millions of other rumors, I doubt it's empty. I don't know. In my heart, I believe that it's still left as is.
Yeah. Angie says that they go up there every so often to maintain it and make sure that everything is okay, but it is sealed.
Oh, sure. I just don't think it's emptied out. I would like to think that last record Elvis was listening to is still in the record player. I would like to think all of his books and his hundreds of Bibles are still stacked in that room. Yeah.
I would imagine they've had to sort of put some sort of temperature control and humidity, to make sure that atmospherics don't, attack anything up there.
Sure. That's a great point. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody at the end what my choice would be if I had to vote on the poll. Thanks for calling in, Jeanette. It's always it's always a pleasure to speak to you. Okay, bye-bye.
Likewise. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. That's Jeanette giving her opinion, and very eloquently put as well. Just clear that off. Okay. Shall we do the this day in Elvis history, and then if people want to call in after this day in Elvis history and talk a little bit more about the upstairs at Graceland, we can do that if you wish. As I was saying, I have some great pictures actually for you about this day in history. August the 18th. Saturday, August the 18th, 1956. In 1956, Elvis Presley's double-sided hit, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, hit the #1 spot on the music charts. It stayed in that position for 11 weeks. Okay, here we go. Now, this is a warning. The picture's coming up. Oh, actually, I'll take this call before we go any further. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hello, Steve.
Hello, that's Robert. How are you doing?
Not too bad, buddy.
And how's your day going?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. I've been kind of like busy working on a project, if you remember.
Yes.
Our chat.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at those photographs yet. I did see it, and I meant to go back to it. Tell me, how did you commemorate Sunday and Monday?
I just listened to music, and then I watched the candlelight vigil online, just like I'm sure a lot of other people did. And just reflected and thought about the man and the music, and just took it easy, and just enjoyed the day,
It doesn't get any easier though, does it? People say, oh, it's been 44 years, but I can't believe it's 44 years. I can remember like it was yesterday finding out. It just doesn't get any easier. And what do you think about the second floor of Graceland? Should it or shouldn't it be open?
I personally don't think so. But it would be kind of a neat thing if they were to recreate the second floor across the street.
Yeah.
In the big complex.
Yeah.
And then maybe have some of the items from the office, Lisa's bedroom, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, well, as I said to Maxine earlier on, they did bring all the stuff down, I think, from his office at one point, and they also brought stuff down from Lisa Marie's bedroom as well. So yeah, that's the thing. Just do it and leave it as it is. Bring more. Do a replica and leave it there forevermore for people to see.
Yeah, I think that there's enough interest that people would like to see it.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to call in and talk to you about is I want to talk to you about some other stuff whenever we have time privately. I've studied video from This Is Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay, when they go upstairs in Graceland.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've got some confusion here going on. Maybe I'm not the only one, but maybe I am. But if you watch the video, go back to Lisa's bedroom, that you do not see a closet door in between her bedroom door and the dressing room door.
No, that's because there isn't one, believe it or not. The plan that shows that is wrong, believe it or not. The one I'm showing the plan that I used earlier on, and you can actually see the stairs that leads up to the attic is behind the wall of Elvis's bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that is wrong. There might have been a cupboard or something just before you turn in to Lisa Marie's bedroom in front of you, but there's nothing visible on the opening sequence of This Is Elvis.
Okay, let me pass you a picture on Facebook. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. I won't be able to open it until after the show, though.
Okay, this picture here. If you watch the video, like Johnny Hero walks back the hallway toward Lisa's bedroom, and it shows his eye view rather than behind his head.
Yeah.
It shows that.
Yeah.
Okay, whenever that you get right there to the end, but there are two doorways there that are kind of like not really at a 90-degree angle.
They're more like a 45-degree angle.
Yes. And that there is no other door in between those two doors, and like what's on your map, the one that you shared.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, from my research, that's not accurate.
Yeah, I mean, we'll hopefully maybe somebody that is close to Billy Smith can ask him. Number one, the door that you see straight ahead of Elvis when he's walking down the hallway.
Yes.
And I can just bring that up again, and I'll explain to people what I mean by that. You can clearly see a door behind the open black leather door and the gold handle and knob. You can see that, definitely. And that's what leads to the attic. And then when I go back to the floor plan does show an opening into a small closet just outside Lisa's bedroom. But as you say, in This Is Elvis, you just can't see it.
Yeah.
So somebody will probably have to ask Billy, was there a closet between the two doorways of the bodyguard's room and Lisa Marie's bedroom?
Yes, I've been trying to, actually get in touch with someone that has actually been up there.
Yeah.
So, people we
well, my bet would be Billy. If you can ask Billy, Joe, and Billy Smith, they will probably tell you: was there a door between Lisa's and the bodyguard's room, and the door that you see behind the black padded door? Does that lead to the attic? And I think the answer is yes.
One there, I know it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because he actually talked about it in one of his videos.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
And he said, when you go through the door into the upstairs, there's the black padded door on the left.
Yeah.
Or two of them. And then straight behind the black padded door is the door that goes upstairs into the attic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then whenever you take a right there and go straight back toward Lisa's room and the bodyguard's room, from the picture I have, it looks like there is another closet door on the left-hand side of the bodyguard's room, and then the bodyguard room doorway, and then Lisa's doorway.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm having
the problem. Yeah. Well, as I say, I would contact Billy and see what he says.
I've been trying to.
Yeah. Oh, he will eventually answer. Okay. Thanks for ringing in, Robert. That's very interesting. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
Oh, no problem. And I'll check those photographs out.
Okay, contact me.
Yeah.
We can talk more privately.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Robert. Bye-bye. Yeah, so you can see what Robert was actually getting at. You can see that in This Is Elvis, there doesn't seem to be a doorway between Lisa's bedroom and the bodyguard's room, but it does show something on this floor plan. I think that floor plan might be incorrect. There might not even be a closet there at the end of the hallway, but Billy is probably the best person to ask on that. I was going to show you these pictures from Saturday, August the 18th, 1956, and as I say, it does come with a health warning. So here is Elvis and Jean arriving at the Knickerbocker Hotel in California. Photographer Ed Braslaff took photographs of him in the hotel and on the roof for publicity purposes. Now, the reason why Elvis was in California was he was getting ready to begin work on Love Me Tender. So there's the first one. Now, this is the ones that come with a health warning. So here's Elvis in the bedroom. Obviously single beds, because obviously he was one and Jean was probably in the other. And he looks like he needs help getting that shirt off, ladies. And there's another one a little bit further off. And then, yeah, I think he definitely does need a little bit of a hand there. Then we move out. No, we don't move out. Actually, there he is, fully dressed this time. He looks like he's showered and changed and combed his hair and so forth. He's having a bit of R&R on the bed. And then we move out. He's listening to a little bit of music. It's probably one of his records. Probably, not sure. And then we move outside onto the roof. Bare-chested Elvis again. And that one there. And that one there. Don't do it, Elvis. He's very, very near the edge of the parapet there, isn't he? Yeah. That was on this day in 1956. 1958, Elvis's leave was extended for 5 more days due to compassionate grounds. 1966, shooting Flaming Star at the movie ranch in Thousand Oaks, California. More pictures coming up here, actually. 1965, Elvis attended a wind-up party, or a rap party, at the Polynesian Cultural Centre before he returned to the mainland the following day. And we have some lovely pictures here. Look at all the lays round Elvis's neck, and look at all the wee ones looking at Elvis. There's another one there. There's Charlie Hodge there, actually, as well on the right. And I'd say there's a young lady there going in for a kiss. Angel Baby wants to know whether she can help Elvis undressing. Paradise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was around about the same time as well that Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits, the English pop group, visited Elvis on the set. So there's a picture of Peter Noon as well on Elvis's right. Our left. I've tried to get hold of Peter Noon because I would like to actually speak to Peter about the meeting, see what he remembers about it. 1967, principal photography for Speedway was completed. 1968, Charo. Oh, I've got a good picture of Elvis during the filming of Charo as well, with the beard. That's at Hillcrest, but you can see the beard is quite well on there, so I would imagine it's either before or after the filming in Apache Junction. But I just stumbled across that one and I thought you might like to see it. Okay, so Charo. 1969, he was in Vegas, of course. 71, Elvis's Summer Festival in Vegas as well. The shows were shortened because of illness, actually, around about this time. 1972, 73, and 75, Elvis was at the showroom Las Vegas Hilton. 1976, he was at home between tours. 1977, this day in 1977, of course, the funeral service was held for Elvis at his Graceland estate in Memphis, Tennessee. It was estimated that between 75 to 100,000 mourners surrounded the estate. Millions watched on TV and the news coverage and so forth. And also a record was a record for the most flowers sold in one single day was set and has never been broken. So that's the most flowers ever sold in the US in one day. I'm going to move on to pick of the week. I'm pretty sure I have it here for you. I hope you like this one. And it's Sergeant Elvis, and that's taken in March 1960. We like these uniform photographs. I'm going to do the poll. There was the last time I looked, there was nearly 250 votes, and it was very, very simple. Should the second floor of Graceland be open to the public? And at the top of the show, I actually read out just a selection of some of the comments that were left on the subject, and it was a resounding no. 75% of people said no, Graceland's second floor shouldn't be open, and 26 said yes. So nearly 3/4 of the people polled said no. If I was asked that question, it would be, from me, it would be a resounding no. Simple as that. We don't need to see it. I don't think we need to see it. There's nothing up there that we haven't already seen with the pictures that I showed you earlier on. So, no, leave it. Leave it. It's. We know that Lisa uses it quite frequently, and as a private getaway. It's almost like a bolt hole where she can go for privacy and just to completely and remember her father. So yeah, no, definitely no. If there's anybody else who would like to ring in along the lines of Priscilla and Maxine and Jeanette and give me their opinion on what they think of upstairs, the second floor. Okay, let's have a look. Isn't there a motel right across from Graceland? There used to be, Heartbreak Hotel. Just a little bit up the road is the Days Inn. And then, of course, just down the boulevard, same side as Graceland, is, of course, the guest house. We stayed in the Heartbreak Hotel when we visited in 2002. And then a couple of days later, we moved up to the Days Inn. And actually, the Days Inn has got a really, really good view of the wall, the outside wall, and the gates. You can actually see it from the breakfast room. So, yeah. I don't know what it's like now, but in 2002 it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. Okay, I don't think anybody else is going to ring in and give their opinion on the upstairs at Graceland. But as I said, for me, it's definitely a resounding no. I would have no. If I go over there again and by some hook or by crook they have opened upstairs, I will not go up. I will not personally go up. But I do think coming down the line, Dave says the Holiday Inn Express is just up the road as well. I do think, though, that somewhere down the line there is going to be a filmed tour of upstairs. But I would be very, very disappointed. Maxine says, how about the cold shower, Steve? Yeah, well, I did show it, but I'll show it again. I think even if they do a filmed tour of upstairs, they should leave out the bathroom. There's just no need. I don't think there's any need to show it. So that's just me. There's the cold shower photograph again for you. And just looking at the comments there, and John says, I agree with you, Steve. Jeff, I agree, Steve. Yeah, I mean, we saw the overwhelming vote there. Over nearly 3/4 of the people asked said no. So I believe that it won't be open probably in my lifetime, but there will be a filmed tour of it. A little bit like what they did downstairs during the height of the pandemic. A virtual tour. And there will be a virtual tour of upstairs. Thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed doing it. A huge thanks to the people that have sent me super chats, especially Granny M. That's a very generous donation, and it will be put to good use. It's flown by this episode. Don't forget, I hope you can join me live on Sunday. There'll be live Elvis chat again. This Elvis song of the week, this day in Elvis history, photo of the week, and another Elvis topic for us to discuss. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee by using the link below. Till Sunday, take care, everybody.